Hello everyone, it's Crystal Ether here with the North Sector, debuting with another pretty set of cards for the Technique attribute. These 4 heroes have been a prominent part of the latest story chapters, but this set won't break the meta in half. However, they're a welcome addition to this sector, whose previous Technique set had a lot left to be desired. Thank you, Waterfront set. Please don't come back. Before we take a look, here's your friendly reminder to go for the cards you like, as most content in Helios isn't difficult to complete. And if you found this review helpful, I'd appreciate if you consider subscribing to the channel. Let's begin. The 4-star of the set is Ren, a DPS card with BP generation on critical hit effect that's becoming a staple of most carries. Ren's skill set is viable at level 60, but he'll greatly appreciate any limit breaks you can give him, either through emblems or rolling multiple copies. His critical rate self-buff is a strong flat buff that works alongside the critical damage stackable buff he has, but the weak modifier is unfortunate when both attack and burst damage have easier sources to provide buffs for. Messenger Ren is a good pick for players who lack a strong North DPS card such as Valentine's Gast, or for the Technique attribute in general. However, if you already own a DPS that's received plenty of investment or is maxed out, reconsider rolling for this card, especially if you're free to play. I recommend equipping Messenger Ren with his 4th birthday frame if you own it, as its effect reduces Ren's skill cooldowns and provides him with 2 special attack orbs, perfect for increasing his damage ceiling. If that isn't an option, then Ren's Chapter 3 frame provides both an attack orb and BP gauge to himself to assist in maximizing damage dealt in the first 3 turns of the fight. Otherwise, Ren's Gunslinger event frame is another option that trades the BP generation effect for a mildly useful 3-turn attack and defense debuff. Messenger Gast is another victim of the throwaway 3-star filler with weak skill effects and long cooldowns. If you've been playing regularly, Idle Gast is a better support card even if he can't provide link skills to his fellow North members. Gast fortunately has plenty of support-oriented frames to help his allies. His Waterfront frame regenerates special attack orbs to the entire team for 3 turns while also healing them, which is a strong support combo that's hard to match. Gast's Gunslinger Gacha frame is best for short fights, where the HP cost can be ignored to get a powerful team-wide attack buff for 3 turns. And finally, his New Year's frame is an accessible option to support the main DPS with the 3 special attack orbs it can grant on demand. Messenger Marion's extremely long cooldowns arguably make him worse than his fellow event 3-star, even with a notable defense down debuff. Marion has existing 3-star alternatives in his Gentleman and Firefighter versions, and losing the link skill effects by using Messenger Marion is well worth the trade-off for lower cooldowns and stronger effects. Marion's support-oriented frames are far fewer in number than Gast's, especially for recommendations that don't have any overlap with this card. Marion's Chinoiserie frame is a BP battery that has some healing behind it, and the 20% HP cost isn't a cause for concern, as most, if not the entire cost, will be refunded from this frame's healing effect. As a bonus, the amount of BP gauge generated increases as the team's HP lowers, so it has some use in endgame content if your team lacks offensive firepower. Otherwise, his Halloween frame is accessible for all players and works when you don't have a specific setup in mind, buffing an ally's attack and defense for 3 turns. Victor's active appearance in Helios' main story might have played a part in this welfare, with another card for players to earn. With critical rate, a damage modifier, and attack buffs, Messenger Victor will be a helpful addition for players with underdeveloped North rosters. I highly recommend going out of your way to max limit break this card to speed up buff stack applications and maintain 100% uptime on Victor's defense and poison debuffs. The damage link is the cherry on top of a strong offense supportive card, as critical rate and critical damage buffs become mainstays on modern cards. There currently aren't any available sources to amplify damage outside link skills, so any way to increase your offense is useful against any boss fight. My frame recommendations for this card begin with his Waterfront event frame, as the damage modifier against passion enemies stacks with his poison damage modifier and elevates your team's overall offense. Players who don't have that frame can instead use his Chapter 7 frame, which also provides a damage modifier against poison. As this frame provides a flat buff, when included with Messenger Victor's stackable version of the same buff, the 2 buffs apply together rather than overlapping in effectiveness. Finally, Victor's Halloween frame is an option if you want to focus all your buffs on the Hypercarry DPS card, but don't forget that the massive boost to attack also comes with a defense debuff. It's best for shorter flights as the buff only lasts for 3 turns per application, and maxing out this frame can be a challenge due to its rarity. This event set marks a return to the typical Union event set in Helios Rising Heroes, and they're a great pick for players getting into the game with the 4th anniversary coming soon. On the other hand, players who already have developed rosters can freely pass over this card set if they don't care for the aesthetics. These messengers are reliable but don't bring anything new to the table. That's all for this review of North's Elegant Mailman, and I hope to see you all in the next video.